we go. Hello and welcome to the Finalists podcast, your only podcast for the finals, I'm pretty sure.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so. Less competition is better. My name's Vis, and with me today is Sir Yellow Jacket.
That's me.
Now, we had some patch notes that launched 12 hours after our most recent episode. And what was that? That's basically no balance changes.
It was just the event.
It's just an event. And at this point, I feel like everyone's digested the event.
And they've continued to stick it around for another week as well.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I like tourneys. I've been saying for weeks that they should just try like a single round tourney, and I like it. Although there's a lot more incidences of you cap and you kind of do everything right, and you still come in second because the other guys capped harder. You know, they just got more money.
That was my big issue with the single round tourney, is like that's kind of what was going to happen every time.
Yeah.
Unless you roll and you're the one that's rolling.
Yeah, you're stealing every single cash out.
Yeah.
But then you have to do that while only using shotguns and revolvers or sniper rifle
or sword. Funnily enough.
Is sword in there?
Yes, he is. My boy.
Of course. But you have to use grappling hook for it. So
I got some clips. Some good clips.
Okay.
My new video, everyone. It's my new video.
Yeah, check out Sir Yellow Jacket's YouTube channel for all the latest in killing people with a sword.
And sniper too.
And sniper. That's true. Yeah. But yeah, that it wasn't a terribly eventful patch, and even though I intended on scheduling this show after the patch notes, it seems the finals is Embark is intent on messing that up, because we get we got no patch notes before this episode either, so I think they're just on their own schedule and we just have to deal with it. Oh, did we?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we got it last night.
Okay, see, that's what I thought. That's why I set it up for today.
Yeah, no, we got it last night.
Is it new?
It is fixed an issue causing teams to spawn too near the objective and to each other.
Oh, good. That was a serious problem.
Wait, causing an issue to spawn too near to the objective and to each other. Oh, that's not the one I thought it would be. I was hoping they would have fixed the one where if you spawn right as they die, you don't get spawned on the other side of the map, away from the objective.
Oh yeah.
You know that one? That one's the fucking worst, because when it happens, you lose. There's no winning.
Every time. Cylon has been experimenting with pinging something. So while you're all in the death cam, if one of you pings something and then the other two confirm that ping, you might spawn closer to it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's true. I'm not sure if that's how it works, but it's had like reasonable amounts of success.
Okay, that's weird. Yeah.
It feels too esoteric of a mechanic to actually be in the game. Surely that they would come up say
two big words. All right, like you need to dumb it down for my.
Okay. It seems like that would be a very handy thing for everyone to know.
I know handy.
Yeah, there it is. That would be a handy thing for everyone to know. So if that's what happens, surely it would come up with a tip, at least in quick play, to say, ping where you want to spawn, and we'll try to spawn you there, you know? But no. It's either completely random and we've just gotten lucky, or they're just hiding knowledge.
I don't think they're hiding. There's a big game, a lot of problems. I'm assuming they just never noticed it before.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, let's...
they'll get to it eventually.
Yeah, hopefully. Let's have a look at this video here. Oh, more cosmetics. Zoomer tattoos. Okay.
Yeah,
Not a lot. It's
nothing.
just a store update.
It's nothing.
Yeah. And then
Just an issue, a common crash that happens when returning to the menu. Okay, cool.
yeah, that's literally
And
it.
removing our player support portal. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Sick. But we all know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Next week.
It's all next week. This is the last week of content drought ever. As soon as this week is done, we get maximum content all the time.
Showered in it.
Golden shower of coins. And
yes, of course.
and millions of players. So
yes.
Can't wait for that.
Yes.
Oh
god.
We got the community event.
If it doesn't happen, I think you'll probably do it too. If we don't get like a player base next season, we'd probably just drop the game.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm killing myself.
Dropping the game, just dead.
yeah. Well, look, if I can't play the finals, there's no point in living. It would be a shame because I mean we all know the game's virtues, right? It's a good game. I think it's better than the other PvP shooters. So please don't die.
It's definitely the best out there at the moment.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
I don't see why anyone aren't playing it. Like even with the flaws like that it had when it came out, it was like, yeah, okay, nukes, yeah, okay, all this other shit. But
yeah.
Fun game. Let's play fun game.
It's a fun game, man. Let's keep it going. Please, Nexon.
People did not want to keep it going though.
No. Not in OCE at least. I've been playing Elden Ring for the past couple of weeks because I can't play this game.
I started playing Power World finally. Yeah. I was like, all right, I'm done with quick cash. Let's play Power World.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I'd ask you about Power World, but that's for a different podcast. Join the Pals podcast.
The Palinists.
Yeah, I love that podcast. Yeah, so we got the community event, so everyone gets a bright pink gas mask to wear on their head.
Sick.
And the Pearl Strike revolver skin, I don't actually know what that is, but it's free this week. Because
free is my favorite.
Yeah. Same. Yeah, absolutely.
It might be an asset they had sitting in the background.
That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
It's definitely what's going on, but it's okay. I'll take it. Give me your free asset. I don't mind. Yeah,
sure.
All
right.
Yeah.
Well, big patch notes, massive patch notes. Two patch notes. Maybe not big.
3. You gotta
3.
Count the player support.
Oh no, you're right. They've moved the player support portal. That's a task.
Huge.
Yeah.
And they updated our shop. It's a huge patch.
It's true. I do need to boot it up and take a look at the shop. All right. Well, then maybe we should get to the main event.
Ooh.
So today we'll be doing a tier list. No. Kind of, maybe, I don't know. We're listing all the weapons and gadgets. So we'll start with the weapons.
Alrighty. You say the weapon and I will give you my opinion.
Okay, alright, sounds good. Oh, there we go. Alright, so we've got we'll start with the AKM.
I think it's a solid A tier. I wouldn't.
Solid A tier.
A, maybe B, but I think A is more close to the B.
I would say A tier as well, because it's not like I would say S tier is basically meta, right? Yeah.
We could just put that there without talking about it, I think.
Well, right? Exactly. Like, I mean, I feel like a lot of the weapons you kind of need to compare them to one another, but
there's no comparison to FK.
These two are very much like they're the direct comparison. Each of the other ones are kind of a little bit on their own. Like the shotgun is, this, and the revolver is that. But these two are the ones that are in direct competition, and I would say the FK comes out on top a lot of the time.
of everything. If
Yeah.
we're being real, I think if we made an S plus,
Hmm.
it would be there.
You reckon it's that strong? It's that strong.
Oh, it's like even with sword recently, I've just started
Mm.
noticing, like it just melts me. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be in close range. I've already gotten my first hit. They haven't even looked at me,
Hmm.
and they'll turn and melt me before I can hit them the second hit. And
Yeah,
it's like,
absolutely.
what?
You would
What do
expect
you
like
mean?
like high burst damage to be
Yeah.
like the counter to a light or something, you know? Like if you get
Well,
stunned by a light and he's on you, I
yeah.
feel like a machine gun isn't what you want in your hands to turn around and light him up, you know, but the scar does it every
If
time.
I get like shotgunned meleeed, right? I'm
Hmm.
fine with that. That makes
Yeah.
sense. It's
Yeah.
close range weapon. That's
Hmm.
what's meant to happen.
Hmm.
But the F card, dude,
Yeah.
it's just
It's
I
designed
don't
for
know.
long range. Why is it so
It's designed for
effective?
everything.
It,
Is what it's designed for.
yeah, yeah. I would
uh,
say that in that short range, you know, less than 20 meters, the AKM might outclass it. Just because
mm,
it's like I feel like you're not always locking onto the head. You know, I mean, if you're a god tier aimer, always pick the scar. But I feel
but
like if
here's the
in
thing,
that
right? Like
close
the
range,
hip.
jumping around.
Yeah, but the hip fire is the problem, right? Like the hip
Mm,
fire on the F car is still way more accurate than the AKM. So
yeah,
close
yeah, that's
range
it.
hip fire AKM versus close range hip fire F car,
Yeah,
power wins every time, and it
yeah,
does more damage. So
that's more damage.
yeah,
Really, it's maybe
it the jack of all trades
yeah.
and then some.
AKM is, I would say, it's best for third partying. It's best
Mm,
for cleaning up a fight because then you can
it
spend
does.
half your magazine on one guy, half your magazine on the other guy, and there's a good chance that they've both fallen over.
Mm,
But why do that when you can just put 5 bullets into someone's head with a scar? So,
exactly,
uh,
exactly.
yeah, I would say the CL40,
Uh,
the medium nade launcher, I would say that's
oh,
also in A tier,
A tier above AKM.
above AKM.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I would say that too. It feels like the only reason that's stopping it from being S tier is the reloads are a little bit slow,
Mm,
and it is a little bit situational. There's an entire gadget dedicated to invalidating the CL40,
yeah.
and it's not great on ping either, which is a factor if you're playing
Mm.
in OCE.
This is true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in your Asian tourneys, they are not the best. No.
Yeah, yeah, it's difficult to place because not only do you have to predict where they're going to be, you know, by the time the projectile gets there, you also have to factor in the ping, and it, you know, feels kind of wonky. But
But it's great on ping and against
still
lights, it
good.
is the light cleaner.
Yeah, and
It
against
is the light cleaner.
yeah, absolutely,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
against heavies carrying C4, it's also the heavy cleaner. So it's
The dead heavy cleaner,
yeah,
the
it
instant pop.
it's so satisfying, man. You just see some gormless heavy running around with like a stick of absolute destruction in front of them, and you're just like, oh, boonk.
Bonk.
You know,
It's such a satisfying sound
it's
too.
so
Bonk.
good. Yeah, it really is. That remains my favorite thing to do with the nade launcher. Even more so if I get the rest of their team with it. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, there's enough. It's so strong at so many things that it makes up for its weaknesses, as opposed to the AKM, which is just a good all rounder.
I can see what's on the next part of the list.
Uh huh.
And this weapon has got me in contention
Mm.
for either F tier or S tier.
Yeah, it is extreme. It's in the
it
extremes.
it is one or the other. If I reckon if I did actually spend all my time instead of sword,
Mm-hmm.
all that time on the dagger, I would
Yep.
have tortured myself for a lot longer. But
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have mastered a weapon that would be a lot better than the sword.
Yeah.
And on top of it being better than the sword, it's just holy crap to one shot a heavy, which it does if you quick melee them. To
Mm-hmm.
one shot
Mm-hmm.
a heavy is so crazy. And if you can master the technique of dash, turn, backstab, quick melee,
Mm-hmm.
which is fucking hard.
Yeah,
I've
it's not
tried it so
easy.
many times. It is so hard to do.
Yeah.
But if you can master that and consistently do it,
Hmm.
you're in the money, man.
Yeah.
I don't think you would ever touch the sword again. There's no reason to.
Yeah.
Because you can left click a light 3 times, they're dead. And then you just right click everyone else.
Hmm.
And you're in the money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is a terrifying weapon, if only because no one uses it. So if you do happen to run into someone who can use it, you will have no idea how to counter it.
But I've never run into someone there. Not yet.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
It's almost too early in the game for someone to just be a dagger god, you know?
I do feel like the hitbox reg on it sometimes is a bit wonky.
Bit
So
wonky.
for that exact reason, I think you can't master it. So I might just put it D, not F,
D.
because I still think there's a lot of potential behind it, but
Yeah.
D for sure.
I think there's going to be like a break point where, as the game ages, provided it doesn't die, as the game ages, this weapon is going to shoot up the rankings as people learn to master it.
They'll give it one little buff that you wouldn't even look at twice, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's nice with the dagger."
Yeah.
And then some lunatic will look at that and be like, "This is
it's my time. Exactly. Exactly. I
And,
think what
everyone will
needs.
cry. They'll see that name and they'll be like Alt F4,
Yep, that's it. They'll see dagger only and they'll be like, man, fuck this. I'm out of there.
That guy, I hate that fucking guy.
Yeah. I feel like the buff they would need to make would be like widening the angles that a backstab is viable at.
I think the side hitboxes are way too considered a front hitbox than more than a back hitbox. I feel like they do need to make it more of a curve.
Yeah.
It feels like a wall less than a curve.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly. Like even if you hit it as you're turning around them, you'll hit that front hitbox, that side hitbox, and not be able to get the back, and so because you've already hit them once, and then that's
it. Also
it.
Doesn't make a very notable sound when you do the backstab. It should be. It should be very notable. Like you should hear it and be like, "Oh, that's the backstab." That's in case you do hit the heavy, and you need to hit the quick melee. Otherwise, you don't think twice about it.
Yeah, it feels like one of those weapons where they're like, "Oh, what if we give those TF2 spy players a weapon for them?"
It is what they did.
Yeah,
it is what they did. They have invis, they have dagger. That's what they put it there for. But the dash dagger is where it's at. As much as people don't think it is, when they master it, the Akiba step is what it's called. Is you're in front of them, they're in front of you, and you Akiba step behind them and insta death.
Yeah.
So slick to look at, but it's hard to hit.
It's that 180 blink. For tracer players.
The thing is, the way they've got it designed is you don't even need to turn. You can, as long as you look at a certain part of their body
and then blink into them,
they're dead.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I do like how it handles melee. The lock on kind of makes it a little bit, I guess, easier.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Melee feels nice because of the lock-on. Without it, I think it'd be a lot harder to use.
Yeah, it would be a little chaotic. But once you adjust to it, weapons like dagger, riot shield, sword, I think they feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Next weapon, flamethrower. See, this is why I wish we got a heavy on for this episode, because it's hard to gauge the usefulness other than just seeing how it gets used.
I'm not going to put it straight F because against lights, it's the fucking goat. So I will say D.
I think I'll say D as well, simply because it's not like a game winner on its own. It can thrive in like maybe a double heavy comp, or something like Monaco where everything's inside maybe.
I think the time it thrives is if you're running bubble, you're running mesh, you're running, obviously RPG C4 or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you've got your teammate, which is also a bubble mesh, and then a healer.
Exactly. You need to have a team composition that allows you all to get in there, because if you put yourself anywhere, that's your space. No one can really contest that if you have a flamethrower on there, because it goes through shields as well, doesn't it?
It does go through shields.
That's great, and I'm glad that it does, because I feel like if it didn't, it would be solid F tier.
Oh god, it would be what is below F? Z tier,
F
dude.
minus. You're just hard throwing.
But yeah, as it stands right now, it's a great, especially for me. Like it
Hmm.
is the counter to my playstyle at the
Yeah.
moment. But
Yeah. True.
not many people play what I play, so
Mm.
it's
Well, that's
for
the other
that
thing.
reason I would put it D.
Yeah. It's almost designed to counter uncommon playstyles. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's designed to counter a bunch of playstyles, and it just so happens that those playstyles are uncommon. Uh, well, I mean, less common. Because I
Feel like
mean,
the dash sword's gotten a bit more traction recently.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
People are
yeah.
waking up to the
Mm.
yellow jacket way. Um,
Mm-hmm.
all right, so next one, Lewis gun. I'm gonna say it's.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the weapon. No, I'll say A tier.
It's definitely not S. I think it's A though. It's
Mm.
A.
There's a little bit of kickback to it.
In
Uh,
front of AKM, I think too.
oh, you reckon? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it's
I would
got
say that
no
too.
no no iron sight is nice, so get rid of that.
Mm, true. Well, I mean, it does have an iron sight, right? But it's like, you
But
know,
it's got the thingy around it, which is nice. Yeah.
yeah. The
Yeah.
AKM's iron sight is terrible.
Yeah.
Personally, Lewis gun feels like it's that's just a weapon. If you don't know what to play, play Lewis gun because you'll be able to get value out of it.
Yeah, you'll
Um,
get kills.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a heavy player, and the few times that I do play heavy, and I pick Lewis gun, you can make an entire lobby your bitch if you know what you're
Yeah.
doing. You know.
If anyone's an example of that, that's Cylon. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
he can
Absolutely.
run through lobbies with that Lewis gun. I've seen it
Yeah.
firsthand.
He's working on a new build which is looking pretty scary.
The shotgun charge build.
Shotgun
That's got
charge build.
ugh,
Yeah.
just
Give
gross.
that to that man, and
The
it's over.
absolute light killer. That's
Yeah.
what that shit is.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lobby killer, man. You just storm it. But yeah, Lewis gun. It's hard to. I feel like it's not. There's not a lot to say about it because it's just a good all rounder. You know,
Hmm.
it puts out bullets.
Yeah.
But again,
Easier.
I'm
Yeah.
yeah, not a heavy player.
I
LH1.
mean, I think we've.
Oh, oh, oh no, oh no, it's happened again. You know, so Yellow Jacket was just saying that.
Oh,
Oh,
there we go.
oh,
Okay.
he's
I'm back.
back.
I'm
Okay,
back. I don't
sorry.
know what the fuck happened there.
Mm.
All right, it's cool. It's cool. What were we talking about? We were talking about LH1.
No, you were gonna say something about the Lewis gun.
Oh, is that how far we got?
Yeah, you got you've been
Man, I
stuck
really
for a
cut out
while.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, Jesus Christ. I was just saying Lewis gun is a solid thing if you're heavy, right? Like that's
yeah.
basically all I was saying. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
gun. If you're playing heavy, you play Lewis gun unless you're doing a shotgun build or flamethrower. Well, yeah, play this
'Cause
weapon if you're not playing
I
that
could hear
weapon.
you that whole time basically, but I couldn't speak, I guess. So
Oh damn,
big
locked
yikes.
in the observation chamber.
Yeah. LH1 though.
LH1.
Um,
This is a tough one.
I've seen this gun shred house.
Mm-hmm.
I can't use it for shit. I can't. But I
I
have seen people use it, and then I feel hopeless and useless.
yeah. I want to put it in F tier for
Ooh.
fuck you. Stop using aimbot, but that's because I have to play on Asian servers.
Yeah, aimbot LH1 is a fucking nightmare.
It's over. It's over. If
Yeah.
you have an LH1 on the enemy team and they're hacking, it's over. You know, you can't be outside or you'll lose all your HP.
They can stand in the middle of the map and just
Yeah,
you're dead.
yeah. I like it in theory. I like the battle rifle. I like what it does, but I can't use it, man. There's
can't.
way too
It's
much recoil.
The recoil's huge on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You do have to like drag down like crazy or tap shoot.
Yeah.
I've
Iron sights
used
as
it a
well.
couple times where I've actively thought about dragging down like huge, and it works. It does work, but
Yeah.
God, it's a lot of work to use.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for that reason, honestly, I've seen a few players. I think we've seen a few players
Mm.
where Green was one of them.
Oh yeah.
He uses LH1. He had it white. I don't know if he's fully leveled it at this
Damn.
point, but
That's effort.
he's put in the time, and I've seen him shred house with that thing. So
Yeah.
I would say A at least.
Yeah. I'll put it at the end.
At the end, that's fair.
It is brought down by how difficult it is to use. But I feel like the amount of value you get out of it.
Even B, honestly.
That's what I was thinking, honestly.
Yeah.
Because you can't just pick it up and use it. You really have to work with it.
In the time.
Yeah. But the amount of value it affords, if you can make it work, then just go hard, because you'll wipe servers with it. M11,
which is the
machine pistol.
Oh, for light?
For light, yeah.
Oh no. M11 is the no, it's
like the Uzi,
the SMG, a little SMG.
Okay. Yeah. Light's okay. Default.
Okay. That one.
Mm-hmm.
Behind LH1, maybe even C tier. Actually, C
tier. Yeah, it feels underwhelming. I die to it every now and then, but I feel like
we die to everything now and again.
Exactly.
We all die to something, right?
Exactly.
But I think it's C tier. It's solid. It does its job. It's not crazy. It's not broken. It's not bad either. So.
To me, it feels like a less effective version of the MP4. I can't remember what it's called. Z something.
XP54.
XP54. That's the one. I think it's like the AKM where it's kind of just got like a bigger magazine, and like more kick to it. But I see no reason why you wouldn't use the XP. M60. Oh, sorry.
It's way better. No, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like there's not a lot to say about the M11. The M60, kind of same.
Yeah, M60 being the heavy default.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Yes. Right in the middle.
Yeah, it feels fine, but there are better weapons.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like the Lewis gun kind of outclasses it in every way. I don't really know why you would run the M60 over the Lewis gun.
Yeah. There's no reason to. Lewis gun, it's got 54 bullets. So, I mean, you're not reloading much as it is anyway.
Compared to the Lewis gun's 47, that's like...
No, I thought Lewis gun had 56. Okay, 47 on Lewis gun. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so wait, the M60 has more?
M60 has like 80.
Okay.
Which is a lot of bullets, but...
It's a lot of bullets. Who needs that many bullets, man?
Yeah.
Like, the Lewis gun with 47 is already, like, I don't want to say more than enough, because you can always use more bullets, but it feels fine. I don't know why you would need to go for 80 unless you're like, nah, I'm just suppressing fire, the person.
That's literally the gun. It is suppressing fire. It is... Yeah, that's it, really. It's not great at aiming. Its recoil's nuts. The damage isn't even as good as the Lewis, so just no reason to use it.
Yeah. Basically that. I don't know what change you would need to make, because I feel like it's doing exactly what it's supposed to. Introducing people to the game until they learn that the Lewis gun is better.
Maybe lower the recoil just a wee bit, but that's it. That's all I could think of.
Yeah, sure. And then maybe
it's quite a lot of recoil. If you've tested it on a wall, it's huge.
Yeah, true. In fact, I'm gonna move it underneath the M11 because I think I've died to the M11 more than I've died to the M60.
Yeah, because no one plays it.
Yeah, exactly.
The other reason you see an M60 is because it's an actual starting player,
brand new, big fat Indian guy, because he's playing default everything.
That's it.
Next, the MGL 32, putting that squarely in F tier.
MGL 32. What is
the heavy nade launcher.
Oh yes, F tier.
F tier.
Goodbye.
Yeah. In fact, can I rename this? Throwing
tier.
Yeah, because it feels like a throw. It's fun, but
I think if you are the greatest Hanzo player in the world, use the MGL 32 because it does direct damage if you hit the player.
Not always. Not always.
Not always?
Not always. That's why it's in the throwing tier. Because if
God.
they're within a certain range, I think like 20 meters or so, it won't detonate on impact,
That's
which
so
makes it
dumb.
throwing. Because,
That's so dumb.
yeah, it's easy enough to say, oh, we'll just be outside of 20 meters. All right, defend a
But
point then,
yes,
you know?
yeah, that's not how this works at
It's
all.
not how the game works. Like, you're always going to find yourself in a situation where people are too close to you, and
Or
you're
too
either,
far or whatever. Yeah,
yeah,
but even at the too far range, you're using a nade launcher, and
mhm,
that's not accurate. You're not gonna be able to hit them at the range you want to hit them.
yeah,
The only thing it's good for is destroying buildings,
destroying
and,
buildings.
and even then, it still doesn't do a lot of environmental damage.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know.
It can
It's yeah,
do,
throwing.
yeah, it feels like it. It can do a significant amount of damage, but one APS later, and it's doing no damage, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like its best use case is when you're attacking a point from far away. But then what happens once you've attacked the point? You got to get in there, and then you're going to start hurting yourself with your own nades. You're going to hit people and not do damage, so it feels unpredictable. You can't count on it to secure a kill because you never know if it's just going to bounce off them or not.
Yeah,
And the fact that I'm pretty sure it can bounce off a person back to you and hurt you, that alone
that,
makes it just,
that's just yeah. Get rid of it.
yeah,
It needs just that buff of impact,
yeah.
like
Detonate on impact.
all the time,
Mm-hmm.
would be
A
huge.
tier, A tier, easily because
Detonate on impact on people maybe, because
yeah,
for a
yeah. That's
heavy
it.
to
That's
have
it.
not on the ground so much because
Mm-hmm.
that's fine,
Yeah, not on
but
walls, but detonate. If it hits a person, it needs to blow up.
it
If it
should
hits a
hit. It
shield, it
should
needs
hit.
to blow up.
Yeah. Oh, especially the shield. I don't know why
Yeah,
it bounces off shield. That's so stupid.
exactly. If they
Yeah.
fix that, that gun will become. I don't know about meta, but it will definitely become a strong contender.
It'll hop in the A for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The shotgun model 1887.
It's in the middle because of the way it's designed at the moment. I
Mm.
think with the reload mechanic it's got at the moment where you can't shoot while
Yeah,
reloading.
yeah. That does seem
Uh,
like a pretty painful element
it
of the gun.
it's nice to use when you use hipfire. It's nice.
Yeah.
The right click is pretty good too at a range. Like it does decent damage. For some reason, you could be 30 meters away and
Mm-hmm.
shoot someone and still. I don't know why they deal like 100 HP to me, but they do.
Yeah,
So
it feels weirdly consistent when it's
yeah,
in anyone else's hands. It feels very inconsistent in my hands, but I think I just
I
flick too
never
much.
hit those shots. I
Yeah,
don't know what it is, but yeah,
yeah. I watched Zenki use it, and it's crazy the amount of value it gets out of it. Just from,
yeah.
just following them and just click, click, click. They just
Click,
fall
click,
over.
click.
It's insane.
Yeah,
I almost want to put it in B tier because it feels
above
strong.
LH1. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
If they fix the reload mechanic, it would be
Straight in
top
A
of A.
tier. Yeah.
I think top of A, honestly. Yeah, but the
Yeah,
reload
because
really brings it down because
mm,
that is such an annoying thing to like shoot and then have to either empty clip
mm-hmm.
or reload fully,
Yeah,
and
yeah, absolutely.
neither is fun to do. So
Yeah, because the game is like, yeah, you've got your long range, you've got your medium range, but a lot of the game, so much of the game takes place in short range combat, and it feels like the shotgun really does excel there.
it
Um,
does. Yeah,
you're still gonna get wiped by a Scar user if they've got you, like if you both see each other at the same time, the Scar's probably gonna light you up.
yeah,
But it is really strong. Just in like the neutral, you're just running around, you see someone, bang, there goes half their health. So
exactly. It's good for corner peaks as well. That's nice.
yeah,
That's where the F car won't win. Is you're corner peaking an F car with the shutty, you're not going
mm,
to win that.
yeah, exactly. You'll get out a couple bullets, but he's got out a whole shell.
A
So
whole ass shell.
yeah,
Good luck with that.
yeah, that's it. Next is the R357, and I'm gonna put this maybe at the top of C tier,
Mm.
just because it has bullet dispersion or bloom.
Mr. Revolver.
Yeah. It feels strong if you're hitting shots, but the fact that there's
I
random,
think B behind LH1.
yeah, it's
Yeah, it's still very strong. It's like
mm,
it's a two shot quick melee to a light, or just a two
Mm.
shot if they're like a little bit low.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think that in on itself is enough. Headshot, body shot, I believe, on a medium, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like if you're landing your shots on it, it's a monster.
yeah.
But
But the bullet dispersion makes it shitty.
that's
If
it.
it didn't
That's it.
have that,
A
it would
tier.
be top of A tier, maybe even S behind FK if you're really
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
like, as you go up in rank, you find players that are more skilled, and so
Mm-hmm.
you'll run into people who can absolutely make use of it. And
Yeah.
the only reason they don't use the revolver, I think, is because of the randomness.
Yeah.
If that
No one likes that. No one likes that shit.
Yeah,
It's always feels horrible when you feel
yeah.
like you've got a shot dead on
Hmm.
and it misses, and you're like,
Yeah.
why though?
How
Like,
did
what did
that
I
miss?
do?
How did I miss a turret? I'm aiming right at it,
Oh god, that feels horrible.
Yeah.
But it does a lot of damage, so
It
I'm
does
cool
so
with it
much
being
damage.
at the bottom of B at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah, because it's a light remover.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I like it.
Everything's a light remover if you use it correctly.
Yeah.
Folks.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I like it. I really wish it didn't have any randomness whatsoever. But then I know that I would complain because I'm just inconsistent by nature, and so I prefer inconsistent weapons like the nade launcher because that works for me. If I had to use the revolver, I know I would get in just like 3 games in a row where I'm not hitting any shots, and then I would just log off for the entire night. I wouldn't even play the game. So
It does feel bad. Like
Mm.
it needs to be consistent. I don't know why it's not.
Mhm.
Every other gun is consistent except for the revolver. It makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah, I think it's
Um,
purely because it would be too powerful, but it seems weird to almost punish players who can aim well in a shooter.
Yeah, it's stupid, especially when it's already got iron sights. It's dumb.
Exactly.
Fix it.
Yeah,
It needs
remove the
fixing.
dispersion,
Yeah,
honestly. I do think, it's like when people say, like, oh, I don't believe Widowmaker should be in Overwatch. It's like, no, it's a shooter.
yeah,
It should have a sniper.
yeah. Widow's fine. There's always going to be that crazy Widow player, and not everyone's a crazy Widow player.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So,
Yeah, and that's it. And it's like, even though I'm not like an aim god, it's not like I can, if it were perfectly aiming, I would use nothing but the revolver and hit nothing but
exactly.
headshots. But I do think bullets should go where the gun points them.
Yeah, it'd be fun to watch like a YouTuber that's like crazy at aiming and
Yeah.
then picks up the revolver and just like shreds people. It'd
Yeah,
be awesome to watch.
absolutely.
But you know, none of them are using it because it's impossible to use.
Yeah, they'd be better off using the Scar or
Literally,
something else.
That's what they use.
Exactly. That's why it's in S tier.
Yeah.
Riot Shield.
Yikes! F
Yeah.
tier, put it there, please.
Mm.
It doesn't even beat sword, dude. Just throw it away. It's useless.
It feels, I want to say D tier. It is, yeah, with the dagger, the flamethrower, and the riot shield. It's annoying when you run into a team where they've got one riot shield user and he has like 12 kills and everyone else in the lobby has like 3 or 4. Like, how did we let this happen?
It has a purpose. Like, you got FCAR, and then you've got your riot shield, and then you've got maybe a heavy with mesh.
Mm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or even just a heavy with charge, because the riot shield you could sit behind riot with
Yeah.
heals.
Yeah.
Or you could be healer with riot, and then when you're getting shot, go shield, you know? Like that wouldn't be too bad.
It seems like a decent playstyle.
It's I don't know. I've never seen really anyone use it effectively at all yet. So
yeah.
Until I do, I think it sits comfortably behind the flamethrower.
Yeah. I almost want to put it in C tier just because I think it's underappreciated. I feel like it can make a lot of space. It can take a lot of space. You can, if you get into a room with like a chaos scenario, it's going to take.
It'll deal damage. Yeah.
It'll deal damage and provide sustain. Like you're probably going to have a decent time of it unless you're walking into a bunch of mines.
It is fun. I've seen people use the way you use right shield, where you walk like diagonally towards someone. That way your shield's still facing them, but you're sprinting at the same time.
Yeah, that's pretty clever.
It's funny to watch, but it works effectively.
Yeah, that's great.
But if people can use that consistently, it wouldn't be too bad. But it's pretty hard to control yourself and look at them at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, I hadn't thought of that, but that's really clever.
It
I
is, yeah.
Because I mostly play heal beam. I
Mm.
wouldn't mind giving heal a riot shield a go. Basically,
Yeah,
just
I mean,
playing
if
Brigida.
you want to be a Mercy main, I think that's probably the best call.
Yeah, but I don't. I like shooting at people, which is
Yeah.
why I play Junkrat instead.
You play Junkrat FK.
Yeah, Junkrat FK exactly. Um,
Yeah, I
I
think maybe bottom of C if you want to do
yeah,
that, but
bottom
I
of
don't mind
C.
that.
I don't think it deserves to be just above the MGL.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah,
Uh, it
okay.
it feels just a little too strong for that. It can be countered, but what can't?
Yeah, I mean, I can counter it with sword, but
Yeah,
yeah, but it's fine. I think bottom of C is fine
I
still.
think the sword should beat the riot shield. You know,
I
you're
agree.
yeah. So I there's no problem to me that
I
the
think
sword
sword
beats the
should
riot
beat
shield.
all weapons. I don't know, hot take.
I mean, in close range, yeah, in
Yeah,
their ideal
in
scenario.
if I'm talking long range, I'm talking I'm able to throw it at a distance. It
Yeah, hell
stabs
yeah,
their
just
head.
overhand, just pelt it. It pins them to the wall.
With a spear.
Mm. Someone mentioned that. It was in either Reddit or the Discord.
I think
Someone posted a spear for medium and
that
how,
would be
like,
sick.
as a gadget, that'd be so good, man.
They said I remember someone saying a shot put for heavy,
Mm.
a spear. They could do like an athletics thing where you do a spear for
Uh,
medium,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then you got the bow for light, and then
Ah,
you got like an
dude.
Olympic thing.
Yeah, Olympic theme and everything. That'd be
Yeah,
great, man.
it would be.
I want a bow in the game, and now that someone's mentioned spear, yeah, I want a spear. But I want it as a gadget, you know. Let me use it like a heavy's RPG, you know. Let me
Yes.
comes off every 15 seconds. You just throw a spear at someone or jab it, you know.
That'd be so fucking funny.
That'd be great.
It's the medium's version of RPG. It does a lot of damage, but it's no AOE. Just you
Yeah,
just throw it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean that's got its own use case, you know,
Mhm.
with no environmental damage.
And as a
Uh,
medium, that'd be great because you're sacrificing a very important
mm,
gadget
yeah,
to use a spear, which I
yeah,
wouldn't mind.
yeah, absolutely. I think I would
Mm.
mean it. Use nothing. Riot shield
You wouldn't
spear.
even use your weapon. You would just
Yeah,
use the
yeah.
spear.
Well, that's why you run riot shield, right? You just keep that up
Right
until
shield
your
would get
spear
boosted
comes
up
back.
if you
Boom.
had like a ranged gadget. That
Yeah,
would, yeah.
yeah, absolutely. All right. SA 1216.
Is
Heavy shotgun.
the AT for sure.
A tier, you reckon?
Maybe even S, honestly, but top A, top
I
A.
I would. You reckon not S? I
I've beaten the SA 112
yeah
16 my sword a few times.
yeah.
It could be bad. They're probably bad. But a top of A, I think is fair.
I
I think it because it's got no range. So
but that yeah, it's got no range. But as I was saying 5 minutes ago, so much of the game takes place in close quarters combat. I
yeah,
feel like you get a heavy who knows what he's doing, and one of these shotguns, man, they will walk through an entire lobby.
I suppose, but I feel like S tier should definitely be reserved for the gun that can do everything.
Okay,
Right?
okay. I mean,
Like
yeah, that's
top
fair.
A is fine, but it can't do everything. But
Yeah,
it's good, really good at what it does.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm cool with that.
Okay, all right. It's
But yeah,
yeah. I mean, it feels very powerful, but I wouldn't say it's broken and doing things outside its you know, designated area.
exactly
Unlike the scar. So
unlike the FK, exactly.
yeah.
So
So that's fair enough. I would
yeah,
still say top of A for sure,
mm,
because that gun is an absolute menace.
yeah, it is. Light shoddy, huh?
Light shoddy.
C.
C.
Yeah, C.
You reckon it's that low?
Maybe bottom of B. Let's see.
Man, I'm tempted to put it in A. Honestly,
Really?
yeah. I
I've never
think it's
seen it do better than my sword nearly
yeah.
every time.
Well,
So
see that's the thing.
I know where sword sits, and sword sits in A. So,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least. So I'm cool with sword being
hmm
above it. If you want to put it at bottom of B, that's cool. I'm cool with that. But I've never seen it be more effective than my sword.
Yeah. Look, I'll say this again. I wish we got a heavy on for this episode because as a light, the light shotgun isn't really designed for taking you out. But as a medium, it's designed for taking me out, and it's absolutely designed for taking a heavy out. If I'm playing with people who can't shut down a light and I'm having an off game, I will die 100 times to one guy running either cloak shotgun or dash shotgun. That thing's terrifying.
So if you think about it, right, I feel like S tier is car, full stop. I don't think there's any other gun that's joining it.
Yeah.
We got car because it can do everything. We got A tier because they're great at what they do, but they can also kill every class consistently.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like because the shotgun doesn't kill every class consistently, I think B is where it should be because it can do medium and heavy just fine. It'll melt those guys.
Yeah.
But a light, because the bullet dispersion is so big, it just misses, and you've got to be accurate too on these fast little boys running around. So
that's true.
Top of B if you want to do that. I saw you move it.
Yeah, I moved it because I thought about it. I'm like, do I think it's more effective than the LH1? Yes. When the LH1 is not in the hands of a cheater, yes. The revolver, absolutely. The medium shotgun, I would say so.
It's your podcast, man. It's your podcast.
Hey, this is a team effort. This is a team effort.
I think LH1 beats it, but that you put it where you like. Top of B, if that's where you want it to be, that's fine.
Look,
I'm more scared of an LH1 than I am of a shotgun every time. I think
even if they're not hacking.
Yeah.
Damn.
Even though,
right.
Yeah. I think the shotgun's just not that great in my opinion. Its bullet dispersion is way too much. It's just way too much.
Yeah, but it's a heavy remover, you know.
It is, yeah. You get right into its asshole. You can, but how often can you get into that range?
Well,
that's my problem.
Yeah, I mean,
you can do the invis thing, but you hear invis like it's so loud. Everyone's used to it at this point. I think
definitely.
Everyone hears the invis and they're like, there's one around us somewhere.
Yeah.
Everyone starts shooting.
I mean, you run sword. So you're also trying to get into that same range.
Yes, but I can dash in. And I feel like if you dash in with that...
With the shotgun.
With the shotgun, you're reloading.
Yeah.
I don't reload. I'm always swinging.
Yeah, you're always able to do damage.
I'm always a threat. I'm always a threat. But when you boom,
that's it.
3-4 seconds of you just like, quick.
Yes, it's almost...
What do you do?
Yeah.
You're just dead.
Yeah. It's almost like as a shotgun user, they should be like, okay, you get 4 dashes instead. So you can use one to get in, shoot twice, and then one to get out. And you can do that twice, you know.
But you could probably do that twice. It probably reloads fast enough to get a 2-4.
Yeah, but, that's true.
I don't know, man. It's just...
like the reload, that's a really good point. I mean,
I feel like I could sit there with the sword and I don't need dash because I've tested this with the grapple. You could sit there in a group of people, not need dash, and just start swinging, and you do stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
The shotgun, you can't do that. You got to reload. You got to run.
You do a lot of damage, and it's a big loud noise that everyone turns around for. And at that point, now you're reloading.
Yep.
What are you doing? You're dashing away. You have to.
Good luck, gamer. What it is. Good luck.
It's weird actually. It's weird that makes it less viable than the sword, I think.
Yeah.
Which in a shooter seems funny to me, but close range game.
You play this game and you start seeing people with swords dashing around, and you're like, what the fuck's going on here? But it's an effective strat. I've used it.
I mean, I think in my first game, first or second ever game of the finals, we would go up against teams of lights that were running cloak and sword, and that was it. They would just swing on you. They wouldn't even use the dash lunge or anything.
Well, especially if you haven't got great, like if you're in that panic scenario, it's always fucking scary.
Terrifying.
And there's a guy just like swinging at you, bro. It's
just
like, what do you do?
If there's more than one, what the fuck, man? What am I doing?
Dude, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Actually. 2, 3.
Sledgehammer.
You die quick.
Yeah, that's true.
Behind MGL32, please.
You reckon it's that low?
Yeah, fuck that. It's so useless. Like
Uh,
it's nah.
I
No
look.
reason for it.
I would say it's at least below the flamethrower, but
You want to put it in D?
yeah, I think it's. I don't think it's
You don't
throwing.
think using a sledge is throwing?
No, I don't.
You had a sledge on your team, and you were like, "Oh, okay, well, it's a useless gun, but he's not throwing."
Yes.
That's what you think.
Oh, I think.
What a loser! Why are you on my team? Don't even bother playing this game, please. Alt F4.
It depends.
That's what I think.
You and I ran into a sledgehammer user, a sledge goo gun user, and
In fairness, he was okay, but okay, it's like you can be okay with the MG. I think.
yeah,
You have to run goo as well.
It's situational. It's situational.
You have to run goo. You have to run goo, which is terrible to use. It's not fun to use.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Look,
it's put it in front of the MG then if you want to do that.
I no, because I still don't think it's throwing. That said, if I'm versing, like if I realize, oh, he's on sledge, there's a good chance I'm kind of just like, I don't even consider him a threat. But I still end up dying to random heavies and third parties and shit where they just appear out of nowhere and start swinging, and you just one shot. Like it's
you're defining quick cash at the moment. I feel
like. No. I mean, third parties happen in every game. In fact, I'm defining Asian tawnies more than anything. Fucking hell, man. Oh, they don't know how to play over there. I swear to God.
They really don't.
But I still think, like, if I see an enemy heavy running nade launcher, I'm like, lol, you know?
Yeah.
If I see an enemy heavy running sledgehammer, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to step back over here, wait for him to charge me, and then shoot him in the head a bunch of times. But I'm not just outright laughing at his weapon choice, you know? It's still a threat.
I feel like MG's still a threat. It still does damage. It's just like you can't...
Yeah.
You get close and they can't do shit, right?
Yeah.
But it's the opposite effect, I feel like, with the sledge, right? You stay a bit away, a little bit away.
A little bit away, yeah.
They don't catch up to you unless they use charge. And if they're using charge, you can still avoid it because you can't have full control of charge. You've got to stay within a certain range.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough.
And sprinting as a medium, you get away from it.
You know, it's because you're a light. With dash. Basically, it makes the sledgehammer a hard.
Sprint as a medium, it'd be fine.
I mean, I know, because I'm tossing up between two memories, right?
Yeah.
One where I'm versing a heavy and I'm peppering him and then running, sprinting and sliding as soon as he starts swinging, and then turn around and peppering again, and you do that 3 times or twice and he's dead, you know?
Yeah.
But then also there are times when the building is collapsing and everyone's stuck in rubble or you know, it's just pure chaos, and one guy with a sledgehammer just appears on me and I instantly die. That never happens with the nade launcher to me. That's like yes, it can be immediately invalidated by any gun that shoots bullets. But
you mean
also,
the game?
Yeah, almost every gun in the game. But at the same time, like, because the game is so close range and because it's so chaotic a lot of the time, there's a lot of scenarios where the sledgehammer is more viable than it should be.
Okay, bottom of D.
Bottom of D.
In my own tier list, it's behind MG.
Behind the MGL. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I can't budge on it being, because the nade launcher feels like a throw. I'm not saying it's good, but it's not a throw.
It's still shit.
Yeah.
Sniper. What's the 84? I can't see what that is.
Oh, sorry. Sniper.
Yeah.
You know, a good weapon. I thought there might be more weapons in a single tier, so why don't I do
bottom A?
There.
Really?
Yeah, it feels strong. It annoys me when I'm like, oh, I'll just get in on that sniper, and then he just like no scope headshots me. It's like, well, it's still a sniper rifle even in the close range. If you run into someone who's bad and you don't respect the enemy sniper, you can completely invalidate them with almost any other weapon. other than in A
I feel
tier.
like top of B, bottom of
Top of B,
A,
yeah,
and
no, that's fair.
because
That's fair.
it's against two players, you just lose every time. So bottom of B
Yeah,
is fine.
yeah. Um, unless you're a literal aim god, yeah,
Yeah,
and you're just putting people away, you'll lose if you're getting pushed. You know, I have clips of me like shooting uphill at a sniper with the nade launcher and getting the kill. And it's like, yeah, I mean, he could kill me immediately, but it's also on a light who can die very quickly.
exactly.
Uh,
Yeah,
any of these weapons above it can pretty much take it out.
that's one of the problems with guns. I feel with light, and
Mm,
that's why I like swords so much.
yeah,
Is when you're using a gun, you ADS, and when you ADS, you
you're
have stopped.
you're not moving.
You're you're barely moving, if that.
Hmm.
And when you
Hmm.
do that, you're killing yourself every time.
Yeah, you're kind of not playing to your character's strength,
Yeah,
unless you're say really far away.
yeah,
Uh, uh, and in fact, I think the existence of the sniper rifle is the sole reason why there's bullet dispersion on the revolver.
yeah.
It's so you can't just, like, why would you play sniper rifle when you could just play revolver and basically do
Well,
the
they
same thing?
reduce the damage. That's fine. That's already got
Yeah,
the
bullet
biggest
drop off.
damage. Just get rid of the bullet dispersion. It's stupid.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Boo.
Boo. Um, I I think it is really strong, but yeah, any weapon in A tier could probably remove it. Oh, I guess with the exception of the shotgun, but you know,
But you wouldn't want to be within that range anyway.
exactly. You're not worried about the sniper rifle at that point.
Yeah.
And if you are, then you're playing it wrong.
Yep.
Get behind cover.
I'm cool with it being top of B. That's great.
Yeah, because it's still strong even in close range in the right hands. So
Oh yeah, like it's a one shot to light if you body shot melee.
yeah,
So
and it's a one shot to
well,
medium if you headshot. So
yeah.
is it?
Oh,
Actually, it's 240, isn't it? It's almost a one
it's,
shot.
it's almost, yeah.
But 10 damage is nothing in this game. That can
If
come
it
from
was
anywhere.
a one shot to medium, I'd put it bottom of A,
Ah, yeah,
or maybe even middle of A.
yeah,
Honestly, because that would be crazy. But
Mm.
the little sliver of health, the amount of times they just get away,
yeah,
is insane.
yeah, yeah. That's fair.
Ooh, we're
Sword.
talking about my boy.
Yeah.
My boy.
Yeah, I don't know if you have any opinions about this weapon.
S tier.
S tier, best in class.
Better than F car. It's got the range. It's in
A tier for sure.
A tier, but I don't know where I would want to put him. Maybe in the middle.
In the middle. Yeah, I would say.
Behind the nade launcher.
Yeah. Because that's one of the weapons that when you know how to use it. I mean, see, this is the problem. Because I feel like the LH1 also, when you know how to use it, you can make just as much space. But that said, like the sword just creates so much chaos. I feel like it's given an advantage by the close range nature of the game.
LH1, yes, I know how to use it, but it's also inconsistent.
Yeah, it's
I feel like it's a
inconsistent.
very inconsistent gun. You know
Yeah.
what's consistent? Always a hitbox out in front of you. That
Yeah.
is what is
Yeah,
consistent.
that's true. The lingering hitbox as well makes it really advantageous to just right click in there and start swinging because there's a good chance you'll hit someone with it.
360 and hit something.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I've done plenty of times.
Yeah, of course, because it works. It works.
It does. Yeah.
I think
Blade in.
yeah, you dash in there with a right click and just spin your mouse, and you'll probably get what 140 damage.
It is 140 damage. Yep.
It's a lot of damage.
It is 74 on the left click, and then 140 on your right.
Yeah, 74 as well on the left click because here's what I've learned is it's like Genji. If you're left clicking a lot of the time, you're doing it wrong. You need to be right clicking. But even so, the left click doing 74, like swing, 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 that is so much damage. Like
with Genji, it's always about the range you're at. But yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Left click when you're long range, right click when you're close. Every time. But
and you spend so much time in close as Genji. If you're playing long range Genji, you're playing it wrong. You know, like it makes sense for chip damage, but
I mean,
a lot of the
that's what
time you want to get in there. Yeah, exactly.
When you were Genji, you would chip him, and then if they were low enough, you would be like,
You
all right, I'm
dash
dashing
in.
I'll right click.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
we're
this
not
isn't
talking
an
about Overwatch.
Overwatch, yeah, podcast. Uh,
Uh,
yeah, it's
yeah,
all about the right
swords.
clicks on sword. I
Sword's great. I love
yeah.
it. It's a one shot to light with the quick melee. It's a two
Hmm.
shot to mediums with the double right click.
Yeah.
It is a two shot to the heavy if you hit the right click, quick melee, right click, quick melee.
Mm. But that's
Um,
you would
that
kind
is
of want to dash
very
for that.
that is very inconsistent.
Mm.
It's rare that I hit that. What I like to do now is just triple right click or
Yeah.
double right click, left click.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
strong.
they all have their combos. Each
Hmm.
combo is very strong.
Mm.
If a heavy is like a little bit low, it's just double right click, which is also very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, honestly, sword is goated. It is great. It has movement tech with dash as well.
Mm.
Move you very far. Um,
I think though, because it's on light, and I feel like if if you're playing nade launcher, suddenly you're having a much worse game on sword than otherwise.
um, as much as you'd think.
Mm, okay.
You don't want to engage as a light user. You never
Mm.
want to go in from the front. You always want to go in from behind.
Yeah,
So
that's
as
true.
long as I get that first hit on a nade launcher,
Hmm.
if I get the first hit, I win.
Yeah. Yeah,
If
that's
I'm
fair.
in there and they have to turn, they've hit the ground. Honestly, if I right click, which I do with nade launchers nowadays, if
Mm.
I right click quick melee, they
Yeah.
turn around, shoot the ground, they're dead.
Yeah, that's true.
It's literally just enough damage to kill themselves, which
Mm.
doesn't give me
True.
the kill, which sucks, but
But
they die. So,
yeah, it sucks
yeah.
for the scoreboard, but it's still fine for the clip. So it
It doesn't
always
do
looks
the
better.
sound, dude. It doesn't
Yeah,
do the
yeah,
sound. Doesn't
yeah,
show up with the kill feed.
yeah. It's not good for the dopamine either.
Yeah, it doesn't hit that spot, you know.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. Look, if I see someone kill themselves on me and I'm still alive, I'll laugh about it. You know,
Yeah.
that's a different kind of dopamine. Um, but yeah, it is really strong. Again, the game is so much close range that the sword feels like kind of the perfect light weapon, in especially when it comes to dashing, because you get in, you fuck a bunch of people up, and then you get out. You know,
Yep.
works perfectly with the stun gun. You know, in fact,
Ooh.
it's so good that you don't need the stun gun, which means you can
Yeah.
save the stun gun
That's
for
what I was saying.
objective related
You
things.
don't really use it for the only thing I use stun gun for really is for heavies,
Yeah,
and that's to stop them from RPGing me
stop
and
them
stuff. But
for RPGing, stop mediums from rezzing, or stop anyone from capping.
or that stupid fucking charge with heavies that
Oh
one
yeah,
shots me basically.
yeah,
So
yeah, true. In fact, yeah, that's probably one of the sword's greatest weaknesses is there's a lot of heavies that run charge, and
yeah, especially in quick cache,
yeah,
they don't
yeah,
like running the shield anymore in quick cache. They just run charge, and
yeah,
it is not fun.
yeah, yeah.
But
Harder
stun
to
gun
hit a
them,
yeah,
then they can't do shit.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Throwing knives.
D.
Hmm.
Not throwing because they deal a lot of damage, but they, like JFJ said last week, they
Hmm.
don't do headshots, which is crazy to me.
That is very strange.
It is
Um,
wild. There's no headshot multiplier on those things.
yeah,
It still makes the sound, but no headshot
yeah. Why
multiplier.
would it make the sound if you're not getting the extra points? That's
Which I've experienced firsthand. I was like, yesterday I was like, oh, I heard the headshot, 60 damage. Oh, okay.
that's so mental, man.
Yeah,
Why do that?
I don't know. But you
Because
know,
it
that D because that and they also have a spread as well.
yeah, the random spread, man. I feel like they really should just go exactly where you put them.
Hmm.
And if they did, they would probably be B tier because no reloads. You're constantly throwing out damage. You know, that's pretty strong. But the
Hmm.
fact that there is that element of randomness, which makes sense, but it doesn't feel good, doesn't feel reliable.
No, they're inconsistent, and that's always a terrible feeling on a gun that you're using.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Pistol.
Pistol. I want to
C
put
tier.
this in C tier. Yeah,
Yeah.
right down the fucking bottom. It feels almost completely outclassed by the
Oh, not the bottom.
XP50.
It's top of C tier for sure.
Top of C tier? Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
it beats right shield. It beats the M11. The M11 isn't as good as the. I feel like the pistol, because it's got very little recoil. All you have to do is kind of point and click.
Yeah, but it used to have even less recoil. This gun used to be solid A tier. But then when the game launched, they nerfed it and gave it more recoil or just knockback, whatever it is. Because it doesn't seem like it goes up more, but it feels closer to the LH1 than, say, the Scar, which is what it used to feel like. That gun used to be an absolute menace.
What beats it out is the fire rate too. The fire rate's really crazy on the thing.
Yeah,
so
it's very quick.
I'm cool with it. Top of C tier.
Top of C tier.
All those other guns for sure.
Yeah, but again, completely outclassed by the XP, which I would say gets into A tier because that gun, bottom A tier. It feels, I would even, I mean everything in A tier is good.
A little better than AKM.
Yeah, I agree. Everything in A tier is good, but that feels like just the weapon to play. If you're playing light and you're not running sword or any other specific build, run the XP because that weapon is scary.
XP is nuts.
Yeah, really strong. Even dash, because I feel like dash kind of befits the light playstyle the most, where you get in, you get out, and the XP is a great weapon for getting in and getting out. You find anyone who's on half HP or less, and that's your kill. You find anyone that's not looking at you, that's on full HP and can't immediately save themselves or kill you, that's your kill. The XP is so much burst damage, so much damage so quickly that, I can't at all put it less than A. It feels like the best weapon, the best all-round weapon that the light has in his kit.
For the light, anyway,
Yeah.
And then, but if you could master sword, definitely better than the XP, I think. But
I think the sword as well is
perfect. I don't think there's anything
you
need to change.
Yeah, everything kind of feels like where it should be.
Yeah. You're saying about the sword?
Oh, yeah. Well, the sword, because you're gonna run into 5 times as many XP players as you are the sword, which gives sword the benefit because you're not used to it. You're not used to it. And it's harder to counter if you don't know what you're doing. So
it's like a Jigglypuff in Ultimate. Like,
exactly.
No one fights them, but when you do fight them, you get pound rested.
Yeah, exactly. Because you don't know how to play against it.
Exactly.
That looks good to me. Honestly, it's a shame that the pistol's as low as it is, but that recoil nerf is too serious for me.
It's rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this all looks pretty good. I think we put everything basically where it belongs.
Yeah, I would say so.
Dagger's better than flamethrower and sledge. Yep. That looks perfect.
Lakembra's come in with the last minute throwing knives, not in the throwing tier.
Yeah, true.
You know what? Yeah, it belongs there. There's a YouTube channel, Tifton, and he's doing unranked to diamond throwing knives only, and that's a fantastic series to watch. And
poor guy.
Yeah, the poor guy, man. He's really good with them, but he's obviously a skilled player, and for the grind to be that slow means there's something wrong with the weapon. They are the knives for throwing, and so I think honestly they do belong there.
They could be better. The dispersion, the multiplier, I think they could be really, really good.
Yeah, they could be.
I don't think they'll do that, honestly. I think they're too scared of making them too good.
Yeah, because that's it. If they make them too consistent, they'll be winning knives instead, and that would just go against the name.
You gotta have them as throwing knives.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean that's it. Like I would love to. I wasn't expecting the tier list to take an hour, but I guess it makes sense if you want to discuss every weapon in the game.
We didn't even get to gadgets.
We didn't even get to gadgets, man. I had a whole another tier list ready to go, but
well, we can save it for another time where there's no patch notes.
Yeah. Well, that's it. We're gonna have to, but we'll leave it there.
First, before we do anything, just put
Yep.
Vanish Bomb in S tier just to shove it up JFJ's ass, bro. Like,
No.
I
Next
can't believe
time,
he said that. I can't believe he said that. That baffles my brain. Every time I use it and I've done like a crazy kill with it, I'm like,
yeah.
see, that's why it's good.
No, that's good. Really, he wants more people to use the vanishing bomb. So he said to a light player that vanishing bomb is bad.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh,
just to
God's
encourage
sake.
you.
Yeah, he tilted me that day.
Yeah.
I was so mad. I was like, you can't seriously think it's actually the worst gadget. That's insane.
Yeah. I mean,
When
obviously.
grenade and stuff is a thing, you're gonna
Yeah.
put Vanish Bomb at the bottom.
Look, there's a reason grenade is on everyone's default loadout when you start the
Yeah.
game. It's like,
Because
oh,
they want you to touch it, but they'll never touch it again.
exactly. It's the only way you can convince people to use it.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
All right. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you for joining us on this podcast. Next week will be season 2.
yes.
So embark, please.
Embark, please promote. Embark, please.
Yeah.
Promote.
I don't know if we'll do the gadgets tier list next week because we might have a bit too much to talk about, but that's all right. We'll just do it when we can.
Oh, probably just a time when there's nothing to talk about, I imagine.
Yeah.
We'll bring it out sometime.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Well, thank you, Sir Yellow Jacket. Everybody go to Sir Yellow Jacket on YouTube and check out his new video if you want to see the validation for why Sword was so high in that tier list.
Oh, it's so good.
Alrighty.
Use
well,
Sword, please.
Yeah. Buff Sword. Make it even stronger.
Yeah, buff Sword, please. Make it 150 damage.
Yeah.
With the right click.
That's it.
Yes, please.
Yeah. All right. GG's, everybody. We'll see you all next week.
Ciao.